Okay, so what I've done is I've gone ahead and taken the code for the course and put it on just a standard USB flash stick. Just one that you'd buy at Walmart or whatever for a couple of dollars. And I'm going to go ahead and plug that flash stick into the Raspberry Pi. And when I do that, the Raspberry Pi will recognize it and it'll pop this up. Okay, and now what I can do is I can go ahead and open that flash stick, and I have all my code in there. So this is just an easier way to get the code into your Raspberry Pi than doing the whole SCP and all that stuff. Again, this is the Raspberry Pi in this mode, in this configuration, is just like any other regular computer, and you can treat it as such. So all I did here was I copied the course contents to a USB stick. I actually unzipped it first on the Windows PC and then copied it. But you could probably just copy the zip file and unzip it if you want, and and then popped it on, plugged it right into the Raspberry Pi, and the Raspberry Pi recognized it, and you can see you can go to town. So now I'm going to go to Module 3 because that's currently the one that I want to look at, and I'm going to go ahead and test this out. What you're seeing here is my Raspberry Pi screen. I've got the terminal window open, and what I need to do now is I need to enable the I/O. So I'm going to go here. This is this little icon. Oh, see, I got two mice. I got to remember which mouse. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to, if I remember right, it's in Preferences. Yeah. And there's my Raspberry Pi configuration tool. Excuse me, I got hiccups. And I'm going to go to Interfaces. And I'm going to go ahead and enable SSH. I'm going to enable SPI. I'm going to enable I2. You know what? I don't think we use this. I'm going to enable I2C. And I'm going to enable the serial port. And I'm going to disable the serial console. Okay. And that's going to go ahead and enable that serial port. And I need to reboot. There you go. And now when I go to my terminal program, if I do a change directory into the device directory, oop, DEV, get it right sooner or later. Okay, these are all the devices that the operating system has drivers loaded for. Okay, what this tells you is basically what the operating system exposes to the programmer. And the one you're looking for right here is this one. This is TTY S0. That is the serial port that we've been talking about on the Raspberry Pi side. Now you'll notice, just since we're in here, there's a lot of other ones. There's a GPIO enabled. There's the I2C, which is enabled. So the way it works is that with Linux, everything is a device. Okay, so you treat a hard drive the same way you treat a serial port. You treat a video adapter the same way you treat a GPIO port. Everything's treated with a standard interface. Now it's actually a lot more complicated than that. Not quite that simple, but conceptually it's the same. That's what's happening at the high end. So when you open up a serial port, it's just like opening up a file. It's the same thing at the high end. So what I've done here is, remember the green wire is what we had connected to the scope. So the green wire is the data coming out of the PC through the USB adapter, and our UART data is going in. So now on the Raspberry Pi, we have that going into the RX pin. So if you look closely, I don't know if I can get it up to the camera, but I have the cable here, 1, 2, 3 is my ground, 4, 5. The fifth pin in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the fifth is RXD. Now you got to have your ground connected as well. So I have ground connected, which is my third pin. So 1, 2, 3 is ground. 1, 2, 3 is ground. And then 4, 5 is my signal coming from the USB port into the Raspberry Pi. And sorry about the camera. It's a Microsoft product. That's just the way they work. Okay, so now I need to switch this over. So let's switch this over to there. And we're going to run this program here, which is going to receive data. Now, how am I going to do this? I need to, let's see. Let me see if I can do this. Let me minimize this. And let me get Putty up here. And sorry about the disco effect in the back. And sorry if you don't know what disco is. Okay, so here's our Putty. Now this is the same configuration I just had for the example I did on with the scope. Okay, so now I go ahead and I run this, and then I come over here. I start typing characters, and you see nothing. Now, why don't you see anything? Because there's no. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it though. Can you see it? Yeah, so down here. So that's basically the console output. So as I type on this side, hello world, then I hit enter, it comes out on this side. Yeah, see there's the hello world. So what's happening is the signal is going out of Putty. Okay, this Putty is running on my Windows PC. So it's going out of Putty through that USB adapter, that USB to TT, it's called a USB to TTL serial converter. And then it's going through the green wire that we had connected to the scope where we could actually verify that we're seeing the signal. And then it's going into the Raspberry Pi. And if you look real closely here, oops, wrong mouse again. If you look really closely here, you can see, I'm going to actually maximize this so you can see it. But yeah, if you look closely right here, there's that TTYS0. See, there's that device directory, TTYS0. That's the serial port we just enabled. And see the baud rate and all the settings that we have here? Those are the baud rates and settings that we set up in Putty. So what we have is we have the transmitter and the receiver are all configured the same. And let's see if I can get Putty up here. Let's see here. Here's Putty. If I go here, I go to change settings. Yeah. So if I go to serial, you can see that these configurations, 115.2, matches these configurations. And there's our. So what's happening here is that on the Linux side, you're opening up a device. In this case, it's the serial port, and you're configuring the serial port right here. So 115.2, data bits is 8, data bits is 8, one stop bit, and parity is none. We don't really use parity, none. And then notice I have flow control set to none. That's really important because Putty defaults to flow control enabled. Make sure it's none. Otherwise, you're not going to get what you expect. That might be actually what the student's having issue with. Huh. So, and there you go. So there's the data going that way. So this is a test of the serial port. And there you go. Okay, so what I've done here is I have the green wire coming out of the USB adapter connected to my scope. So according to the data sheet, that should be the TX out of the computer. Okay, so now I'm going to open up Putty and I'm going to type on the terminal, and this is going to send data out USB through the cable and out the green port, and you're going to see the UART data on the scope. So what that confirms is this green wire is data out.